the goal!
They've taken on the world and conquered it. World champions in Tokyo. Another title, another smile. Manchester United have the key to success.
Up towards Solskjaer. Cole! Oh! Simply sensational.
Cutting it fine, Coley looking razor sharp. Hairdressing banter with a cutting edge.
Since I started cutting his hair that the goal started coming out. I'm the lucky charm.
And what do you give the man that's got everything? In Roy Keane's case, a contract to stay. The captain on board for the next 3.5 years.
Doesn't matter who scores as long as we win.
That's the party
That's
line.
it, yeah.
But as long as you finish ahead of Andy Cole, right you up.
I would have thought that would be impossible, but you never know. Never know.
TC at the double, top coach Tony Coton. The keeper's minder talks openly about the number ones vying for the number one spot.
Who's number one?
Me.
You're still the best, eh?
Of course I am.
In the A to Z, it's Q for quick off the mark. Debut goal scorers.
And McElroy!
Plus our regular roundup of goals, news and action from the last 2 months. The 2 months that took the champions into a new era, into a new millennium. Back in November, a new face in the starting lineup. Left-back Danny Higginbotham offered a full league debut, a home to Leicester City.
Oh, it's going to come through to Guppy, is it here? Phil Neville hasn't really cleared. Elliott sent it in, Cotty completely unmarked! And it's deflected behind for a corner. Opportunity knocked for Martin O'Neill's men. And it knocked loudly. Neville. Keane. Neville up towards Solskjaer. Cole! Oh! Simply sensational from Andy Cole. Tremendous technique. And Cole marks his England recall in the way that he knows best, with an absolutely glorious goal. He did something similar against Watford here recently. It wasn't a one-off. Andy Cole really is flying at the moment, flying through the air then. For a touch from Scholes. Solskjaer slotting it through. Here's Cole. Here's Scholes. And Giggs. Oh, somehow it stayed out with Impey and Savage, both in the 6-yard box. Giggs helped it on. He now gets it back from York. Oh, the speed of movement here is quite superb. Solskjaer's drive. Well, Leicester had to stand and watch then. No wonder Sir Alex was applauding the move. Taggart. Cotty to Izzet. And no flag here against Emile Heskey. He's round the keeper, the angle's acute. And it was blocked behind by Silvestre. But Leicester were so nearly level then. Oh, it's going to come through here to Solskjaer. Taggart missed it. Solskjaer is through. Oh, just wide. He knew that was a golden chance to seal a Manchester United victory. Dwight York slipping it through to Andy Cole. Cole! Oh, and again! He's done it again! There's just no stopping him at the moment. His first effort was a wonder goal from Wonder Cole. This wasn't quite as pretty, and despite the attempted clearance from Lennon, he couldn't stop it second time around. Andy Cole is a man in form.
Victory and a star is born. Glowing reviews for Danny Higginbotham, the elegant left back with the silky left foot. He's been at United since the age of 11. He served his time. It looks now as if his time has come.
Well, went obviously for the pre-match meal and that, and then the gaffer had obviously he said his team talk and that, and he just said to me, you're playing left back, and he just carried on with it as though it was nothing. So I was a little bit nervous obviously and that, but the lads helped me out. And
You'd misheard him?
I thought something was going on, and then like the lads said, just don't worry about it. And as soon as I got on the pitch, the nerve went. It was alright.
Higginbotham had been on loan at Antwerp in Belgium as part of the special association that exists between the two clubs. It's his cross that sets up the goal here. It's great experience for the youngsters, though for Higginbotham and for Ronnie Wallwork, it threatened to turn nasty back in May, when the players were allegedly involved in an after-match bust-up with a referee.
We were playing a playoff game, and we were actually playing behind closed doors, because the game before the fans had got like a little bit nasty. So the game started, everything was all right, and then they scored in the last minute with what was like a bit of a dubious goal. Everybody seemed to think that it was offside, and then at the end of the game there was a little bit of handbags and that, but it was all blown out of proportion.
How did you hear about the ban?
The next day it was. The secretary of the club phoned me up when I was actually still in Belgium, and he said that I've been banned indefinitely until there's been an inquiry and things. So like everybody got in touch with United, and we came back on the Friday and we took it from there.
Everyone was in the tunnel pushing each other, and the referee was pushing players about, and so I just pushed him, and that was it.
How much do you regret now getting involved in it? And we should just take a step back.
A lot, really, but it just happened, one of them things that happens, and you've got to get over it.
What was your reaction when you heard it was a life ban?
Just shocked, really. Just really shocked. Just couldn't believe it.
It was a nightmare. It was 4 months really, 4-month ban. So it turned out that they were going to give me a year, and Ronnie obviously life. So it could have been really bad, but everything sorted itself out.
The manager looked after you, didn't he? He was a great defence counsel.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He came over with us the first time when we had to go to Brussels for the hearing, and he gave character references. So he was really good with us, and I think it went a long way to helping things out.
I think it was very, very unfair. You know, it's we didn't condone what had happened certainly, but I think it was blown right out of all proportions, really, from when the real story emerged. But nonetheless, I got a whopping suspensions to begin with, which thankfully got reduced.
And it's meant that both players have figured in the first team. Wallwork's Premiership debut was at Anfield of all places, while already Danny Higginbotham's been mentioned as a future England star.
After what you'd gone through for a few months, it made it all the more special, didn't it?
It was a dream, yeah. The way I look at things is that when things aren't going so well for you, just hopefully there's something good going to come from around the corner.
What would you have done had the ban stuck? Did you ever contemplate life outside of football?
I don't know, really. Just it's made me look at life differently, really, and just stick at my football.
They've done very well since they come back. They're part of the first team squad now, and I've got great confidence in them. They're two great lads. Character-wise, terrific. So I don't have any problems with playing them at all.
Cole. United threatening with Beckham. Away by Carbonari, but only to Roy Keane. Cole. Beckham. Derby didn't see that one coming. Everyone else did. And the header at the far post by Phil Neville. Dropped it into the side netting. Sylvestre, much more alert than Robinson. Sylvestre taking the direct route. Away by Schnorr, but only to Cole. York on to Giggs. Here's David Beckham! Oh, he caught that very, very cleanly. Schnorr's late challenge on Dwight York will mean a free kick. Schnorr booked a couple of minutes ago, and he's going to be spoken to here. Oh, and it's a second yellow card and a red for Stefan Schnorr. And Derby are down to 10 men in the first half. And the Pride Park faithful cannot believe it. It was an awkward, clumsy challenge from behind by Stefan Schnorr, who'd only just received a yellow. And the German now sees red. Beckham, Gary Neville. Beckham's cross. Here's Nicky Butt. Oh, it's in! Nicky Butt makes a goal-scoring return to the side, and the 10 men of Derby are breached. Nicky Butt, it took a deflection on its way through, but through it went. And United could well be heading for their 5th win on the spin. Stan now looking for Keane, who'd made a little run, and it's going to reach him as well. Although he does have his Irish international teammate Delap to contend with. Lovely move this from Manchester United. Giggs, back to Cole. Well, it's saved by Pong, but really the mesmerising move perhaps deserved better reward. Derby simply had to stand and watch that, like the rest of us. Johnson, through to Christie. This could be promising. Darryl Powell! Oh, and Robinson got in the way of the shot! Dear, oh dear. Dwight York being encouraged to shoot. It came bouncing back off Delap. United teasing and toying with Derby. And Ryan Giggs will send the cross in, and a free header, and Andy Cole scores yet another for United. His 14th of the season, and at times they really do make it look simple. Giggs with a cross, and Cole completely unmarked. Derby have a free kick, but surely they have left it too late. It's whipped in by Seth Johnson. Oh, they've got one back, and it's Rory Delap.
So Alex, that was hard work for you, a battle.
Yep, I think that Derby demonstrated their desire to stay in the league. With a cup-tie atmosphere, there's tackles everywhere. I've never seen a side this season that's hunted the ball so much as Derby, and we're very grateful for the points.
You're absolutely flying at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, you know. I mean, on the most thing, you know, I'm playing consistently. I mean, it's not a case of playing 2 good games and like playing 2 bad games. I mean, I'm playing consistent, and that's very important for me.
Top of the table, the next phase of the Champions League about to start, and then off to Tokyo. It's not a bad club to be at all round, really, is it?
Yeah, it's not bad at the moment. I mean, you spend a lot of time away from home, you know, but as professionals, we've got to get used to it, you know. So it should be happy days ahead of us, hopefully.
Never mind Desmond's, this is Dougie's. Forget Vidal Sassoon, there's nothing these boys can't do with scissors and clippers. In the heart of Moss side, it's where the sharp strikers and the big hitters go for a top crop.
I like the atmosphere, and like I said, when you come there, I mean, they make you feel at home. I think that's very important, you know, so we always come there.
How did you hear about it?
How did I hear about it? When I first come down, I heard about it. But now to go somewhere else first, and I come in and look after me, ain't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was it like as a kid? What were you like as a kid? It wasn't like this then, was it?
Nah, it wasn't. Moved on since then. Styles have changed since then. We used to have big afros and stuff like that. I mean, times have changed now.
Mum and Dad tell you what you're going to have, and that was it.
Yeah, that's when you're young, you know. But now it's sort of changed now. When I bring my little boy, he has what he wants. You know what I mean? So times have definitely changed.
You not been tempted to shave something in the back?
Yeah, you know. Like score some more goals or something like that. He's not scoring enough, you see.
That's a bit...
He should be scoring more.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
No, it's not, no. But he really, it's since I started cutting his hair that the goals started coming out. I'm the lucky charm.
That's true.
What do you think? No comment. I can't complain at the moment, you know. Things are going really well. You know, the team's playing some good stuff. You know, on a personal level, you know, I'm pleased with my form, you know. I think that's always important, you know. You've got to try and maintain your form, and I've been very happy with my form this season. When you score an overhead kick, it's a special feeling. I mean, because it's not as if you're going to get an overhead kick every game, you know. You might get a tap in every game. I mean, but overhead kicks are something different, you know. And like, I've enjoyed all of them this season. Brilliant. I don't think it's something you can practice, you know. I just think if it's there, you just try and do it. And unfortunately for me, you know, I've had 3 that have come off this season, so I can't complain.
You say you're going to practice? Come on.
No, man, I'm not one to practice. That's Yorkie, man. Yorkie
needs the practice.
Yorkie practices the overhead kicks.
Beckham. Stamps forward. Might come here for Cole. Andy Cole. Shades of Dennis Law.
And one short of his European record as well.
Yeah, that's been going on for quite a few games, you know what I mean? I've had a few cleared off the line and whatever, but I think that will come within time. You know, I mean, I'm not rushed about it. I think the most important thing is, you know, we can keep moving on in the European competition. I mean, could it be nice to get to the final again? I think that's the important thing.
Is that it then?
That's it.
Is that done? What do you think? Got to look in the mirrors?
Yeah, man. I don't even have to look in the mirror. I don't have to.
So £1.50?
I know it should be £1.50.
The camera's off now.
And it's switched the cameras off now.
There was a bad moon on the rise as United took one small step to Italy, the beautiful city of Florence. A very hostile night in front of a partisan crowd. The first game of the second phase of the Champions League.
Beckham hounding Heinrich. Keane finding York. Play back. Chance here for Scholes. Well, it was an excellent opening for Paul Scholes. Di to Coyce. Now Balbo. Diggs preventing the ball reaching Torricelli and then doing some appealing and turning his back on play, and Balbo does find Torricelli. Down some space. It's Rui Costa! Good save by Bosnich. Strong hand. Balbo back across the face of goal. Rui Costa trying to improvise. Looking for Heinrich. Neville away. And Beckham tidies up. Really good goalkeeping by Mark Bosnich. Rui Costa. Floated in towards Batistuta. Coyce. Good tackle by Keane. Oh, and that's loose. And here's Batistuta with a great chance. Would you believe it? An invitation to score to Gabriel Batistuta. And he is the last man in Italian football who needs one. Roy Keane, of all people, with the back pass. There was a misunderstanding. Gabriel Batistuta does what he does. Scholes.
I remember talking to Des Walker about Batistuta as well. You know, he played against him when he was out in Italy. He said he very seldom takes it 2 or 3 touches. As soon as he sees goal, he bangs it.
Giggs comes out to Scholes. Good save by Toldo. Back in by Cole. Doesn't quite reach York. It was an excellent stop by Toldo. An excellent hit by Paul Scholes, who didn't need more than one touch either. Batistuta. Balbo has gone on here. Abel Balbo, stopped by Bosnich, but everything behind it. Rode his luck a bit. Ball came back off his knees. Rocky patch for Manchester United. It's Beckham. Toldo pushes it out, it came off his own defender and against the frame of the goal and behind for a corner kick, and there is a very relieved Fiorentina defender.
He whips it in, it's the longest.
It's Pierini and then Repka. This is Heinrich coming from deep and squeezing a shot across the face of the goal, which only missed Mark Bosnich's far post by a yard or so. And suddenly, Fiorentina overloaded on this near side there.
Somehow I think they've got to get a better base to start from. And the only way I can really see that without altering the system too much, and he's made a wreck there, Berg.
Berg's lost out to Batistuta, pulled back to Balbo! Fiorentina 2, Manchester United 0, and those are the two goal scorers, the two Argentines. Batistuta scored the first, has made the second for Abel Balbo, but again, Manchester United caused all of their own problems. So that belongs to David Beckham this time, but Pierini given away to Scholes. Now Keane, good ball to Sheringham. Giggs, now he's one-on-one with Torricelli here, there's no cover. Giggs gets it across, which is deflected. Scholes is there, Sheringham's there, miscues might come for Scholes, miscues again. And the ball just sits up and falls kindly into the hands of Francesco Toldo.
I thought that they controlled the match, but just all those chances we got near the end, we didn't take.
Is there anything you would have changed looking back now?
No, I think that was it's a team's good enough to beat any team in Europe. We've proved that in the past. Tonight was a game in which we made a couple of bad mistakes, we know that, and we've suffered badly for it.
It's not good, and everybody knows that. We lost the game because of that, Having said that, we didn't play well, too well in the second half going forward either, but you can't make mistakes like that.
A self-inflicted losing start for the champions, but even as the headlines were being written in Florence, United's thoughts were turning to Tokyo and the World Club Championship against South American champions Palmeiras. You have to go back to 1968 for the Reds' only other appearance in the competition, Estudiantes of Argentina, and a football match that developed into something more akin to a battle. It was the European Cup winning side of Best, Charlton and Nobby Stiles. The Argentinians had developed a simple plan to combat the threat. It largely revolved around intimidation and stopping them playing at any cost.
First time I touched the ball, somebody kicked me. I wouldn't like to anybody kicked me, but... And after that, you just sort of, you were playing for nothing, every time you held the ball. And even when the ball wasn't there, Nobby Stiles, was just, they stuck a nut on him, punched him, even when he was nowhere near the ball.
That was something else. That was the stuff you couldn't see what was going on in that game. The sad thing about the Estudiantes and Argentina, if they'd have concentrated on just playing, would have had a hell of a job, But so much was going on off the ball was unbelievable, I mean, that night. I had to go off to the side of the pitch and adjust my contact lens, whatever. I'd been nutted about 3 times off the ball.
They hated Nobby. I remember when Nobby got off the plane, there was so many TV and press people there, and all they wanted to see where the assassin was. And when they saw Nobby come off the plane, they couldn't believe it, because he's the most unlikeliest looking assassin you'd ever see off the pitch.
Do you remember being announced though as
El Steelers, El Bandido? I laughed at that myself.
The second leg was scheduled for a month later. By this time, the Estudiantes players were being treated as heroes in their own country. At the airport in Buenos Aires, they were given a presidential-style send-off. The brutal nature of the first encounter had fired the public imagination. The Argentinians knew they were in for a rough night in England. It was their turn to feel the heat.
We want to see football. We don't want to see animals like they are. We want to see good football.
They play it like savages, don't they? They play it like somebody who's just learning how to play, not people who are supposed to know how it's played.
It's a load of dirty mares, to tell you the truth. They want banning from football, all Argentinians.
Good evening, this is Hugh Johns welcoming you to Old Trafford, Manchester, where the traditional Manchester weather, rain, doesn't seem to be dampening the enthusiasm of a vast crowd who've come to see the unofficial Club Championship of the world settled here. Kidd now. Almanat pushing that one dangerously back into the middle. Chance here for Creran. What a fine shot. The exciting sort of thing the Stretford end want to see. Similar situation as this. It was a corner, but a similar situation gave Estudiantes their goal in Buenos Aires. And that's Veron! Oh dear! For United, number 11, Veron the Witch. 1-0 to Estudiantes, and only 5 minutes of the game gone. Kidd moving fast away from him. Kidd brought down by Pachami, and gracious me, Kidd and Medina tangling together. Medina flat on his back on the ground. We shall be able to judge in a few moments whether the performance equals the brilliance of his acting, or whether the injury was as serious as it appeared, or he appeared to make it look. Morgan, and that Georgie Best, that was just over the bar. Incredible split-second piece of timing. Very nearly dragging back an equalising goal. Madero now with the free kick. Aiming for Veron. Veron then, and Creran, and referee's book coming straight out. Veron's boot catching Creran in the groin, and referee Zečević most certainly taking his book out as Pat Creran is down there injured. And that was Best and number 17 Medina. An incident off the ball over to the right. Referee linesman Concetto Lobello over there with his flag. George Best there was the man involved in the incident, the Manchester United player. It looks very much as though George Best has been sent off, and they're sending off. Well, now this is difficult to tell whether. Certainly Best seems to have been sent off. George Best is off the field looking as though he's been sent off. And there it is! That's one back for number 7, Willie Morgan. Well, it's 1-1 now. Willie Morgan has levelled the score here tonight. Creran again sending them forward, sending United forward. Willie Morgan. And it's all over. It's all over. The whistle's gone. The whistle's gone. The whistle has gone. United, Manchester United have lost it. 1-0. Incredible scenes on the pitch now as supporters of Estudiantes come onto the field. The reserve players, the manager, the technical staff, all on there. Delightedly, they win the unofficial World Club Championship.
Tokyo 99 had a much warmer glow. The magnificent National Stadium, the venue for United's clash with the Brazilians of Palmeiras. No British side has ever won this competition. It's yet another indication of how far United have come under the leadership of Sir Alex Ferguson. Incredibly, they were looking for their 4th major trophy of the year.
The ball finds Asprilla. Nice ball from Asprilla, chance for Alex. Good block from Bosnich. and cleared by Gary Neville. The Australian certainly timed his block to perfection. They've really begun to express themselves. Here's Ryan Giggs now in the left-hand side he loves so much. He's got the pace, he's got the cross, the keeper's missed it, Roy Keane! And United have the goal. Roy Keane, typical of the man. How often has it been, cometh the hour, cometh the skipper. Delight for the play as well. Sir Alex is pretty calm on the outside, but I'm sure delighted inside. Great play from Giggs. Look at the acceleration. Questions maybe about the goalkeeper's judgment, but that is a brilliant run. Great timing. And the skipper, so much in the news, will be making the headlines again. Fresh bombs going off throughout the ground. Here's Nicky Butt. Who could try? Not far away either. Just past the post. Zinho. Drop of the shoulder. Here's Junior. It's easy crosses. 2 men on the far. Alex. I think the keeper was beaten. And Bosnich was helped out by Mikel Silvestre. The high five say it all. Junior by Arno. Usually going long. Flick from Paulo Nunes, chance for Asprilla, and once again Bosnich's run and timing thwarting Asprilla. Down finds Giggs. It's not the best ball ever from Ryan Giggs. It's Junior, and Alex is clear, and he's put it wide, much to the relief of Manchester United. Goals will make way for Teddy Sheringham. The first thing Sheringham will have to do is to try and thwart the corner, and no one has, and a great save from Bosnich. Well, it looked all ends a goal. Arceus can't believe it. United with a substitution just prior to this, and maybe they were still a little bit confused. Great save, Bosnich. Keane. Owen. Turning the compliment. Well, the two of them are having their own little private passing game. That's great skill from Ryan Giggs. The crowd love that, and cleared over the bar. And only just two by Junior. Great play from Ryan Giggs. Palmeiras corner. Beckham, Alex. Oh, great save again from Bosnich. He's having a superb game. Great reactions. And Palmeiras continue to knock at the door. Bosnich will not let them in.
World Club champions, quadruple winners, the team of the decade were finishing the century at the very top. Giggs's Man of the Match prize was just what he wanted. Another car. It's quite a drive back to Manchester. Though you just had to look at the faces of the Palmeiras players to realise what defeat had meant to them.
The Brazilians had obviously prepared very well for it. It was the biggest game in their history. You could see that in how they reacted in Brazil to it, and their supporters and the players after the game. So I was very proud of the players that they responded and rose to the challenge of it. And it was a fantastic game too. That was the great thing about it.
The trophy took centre stage before United's next Premiership match with Everton. For Mark Bosnich, who'd been brilliant in Tokyo, it was a miserable return.
Xavier with the header. Then Sheringham to Scholes. And Mark Bosnich, the Manchester United goalkeeper, is signalling to the bench. I think he's got a problem after kicking the ball out. And as John Collins comes forward for Everton, the Manchester United keeper is clearly struggling. Bosnich is hobbling around in his 6-yard box. It's headed away by Stam, but only as far as Pembrey's. Everton get a strike in here. Bosnich could have real difficulties. It's come out to Unsworth. Jeffers is in the middle, so is Campbell, and it's there by Jeffers. And with the goalkeeper hurt, Everton have scored. That's come off Stam. Now it's Barmby. Jeffers! Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal, Francis Jeffers. A hair's breadth away from his second goal of the match. Scholes. Oh, it didn't fall for Shering. There's a appeal for handball. Penalty. It's a penalty. The hand was used. Everton are complaining. Graham Poll spotted it here. Well, it looked like a little bit of an arm, didn't it? He never gets flustered. The perfect penalty by the Irishman. And all of a sudden the scene changes. No chance here for Gerrard. Manchester United 1, Everton 1. Collins, little back heel. I think that was a fall rather than a trip. And Scholes looks for Solskjaer, and Solskjaer is through! Oh, it's going in! Oh, Gerrard was unlucky, but Solskjaer celebrates, having put Manchester United 2-1 up, and you've got to have a little bit of sympathy for the goalkeeper. But what a good ball this was by Paul Scholes, bisecting the defence. Solskjaer ahead of his marker. Gerrard gets hands there, but the ball agonisingly bounces inside the post. It's a very, very good move, this, by Manchester United. They've turned the match round, and this is Solskjaer. Anticipation, little bit of fortune, but now 2 goals in 2 minutes have changed the complexion of this game totally. Here's Scholes. Oh, that's dangerous. And it's Solskjaer! Would you believe this? It's 3-1. And another long ball. And another moment when Gerrard thought he might have saved. And another moment when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scored and had a huge smile on his face. Another great ball from Scholes. Similar to before, the defender slipped a bit. Well, it was a bit of a bouncy one. It's Goff who initially heads it, it's Scholes who plays it through, and then it's 1 against 1 once more. Weir misses it, Solskjaer strikes, it might have hit Weir again on the way in, actually that. And that's offside, no it's not, that was though it should have been offside. Here's Scholes. And still Scholes, and but, no, it rolled away from him. Hasn't rolled away from Manchester United though, this is Irwin. What a day it is for the little Norwegian. Dennis Irwin with the cross. Now Solskjaer's onside when that's played, and not great defending by Everton, but you've got to give this man credit for his opportunism. Going away from the goalkeeper, the header, perfectly positioned, and Manchester United make it 4-1, and Solskjaer has got 3 of them. Just can't relax. They're being terrorised, really. Look at this. Playing into the hands of Ryan Giggs there. 2 to his right. Why didn't he pass it? Didn't have to. Solskjaer. I don't believe it. I don't think he can either. He scored 4, as he did at Forest. Everton, their own worst enemies here. That's a poor ball. A present to Ryan Giggs, really. And then, when he should have passed, he didn't. But I'm afraid, I think it was Dunn helped it back on. And Giggs here had 2 to his right, tried to go alone, but the Everton player put the ball in the path of Solskjaer. It's 5-1, and Ole Gunnar has shot them down.
But just when the goalkeeping situation seemed to be sorting itself out, Raymond van der Houw was called on to replace Mark Bosnich after just 8 minutes. It's been so difficult for those involved at the sharp end, and for the keeper's coach Tony Coton, who's used to singing the blues.
Kanchelskis, but marred away. Chance for Lee Sharp. Good save by Coton. Hughes was in, but Coton held on.
Determination of McClare, and it comes down to Giggs as a result of that. And here's Cantona! Good save! Really good save by Tony Coton.
What's your role?
Trying to keep 3 senior keepers happy, which is harder said than done.
Because you're part coach, part agony, aren't you, I'd imagine?
Yeah, I mean, sort of the back end of my career, I can sort of reminisce with them about not being in the team, but it is a bit of that, a bit of Claire Rayner, a bit of Marge Brooks rolled into one.
It's been agony for Mark Bosnich, who's faced a succession of injuries just when he looked to be establishing himself as United's number 1.
He's been unfortunate, Mark, with this hamstring that he's had. You know, he come in, it was all highly publicised about the start that he had. He was unfit and only a little bit overweight, not the exaggerated amounts that people were saying. We put him on a programme. He liked to do a different programme. We've put him on our programme. He's worked very, very hard, and I mean the games leading up to Tokyo, and the Tokyo game was the true Mark Bosnich.
Which brings us on to Raymond van der Houw, he's not let United down whenever he's played in goal, has he?
He's the nearest that I've come to being the ultimate professional. He's got a great physique, great training. From the minute you start, you have to drag him off the training pitch. He's that sort. He's a good character, works hard, and as I say, he's never ever let Man United down.
Kept the ball, and very nearly scored from good distance. A lovely reach by Raymond van der Houw.
He asked me to ask, who's number 1?
Me.
You're still the best, eh?
Of course I am.
One man out of the equation for the time being is Massimo Taibbi, who's gone to Italy on loan, though he'll be back, he says, and he's taking English lessons to prove it.
Sick as parrot.
Sick as a parrot.
Sick as a parrot. No! Sick as a parrot.
Was the early problem, was it the language, not being able to communicate?
But before the begin problem, because it's a very difficult listen and not understand. It's a problem because players, coach speak, Massimo don't understand. It's very, very difficult for me. Now I understand.
So give me your English. What do you say to your defenders?
Defender. Manon, look.
Keep going.
Kick behind, play on. Look the right, on the left, no, in the middle. Come back. Now speak.
Massimo's ball.
My keeper.
They have to be louder. They have to shout. You're learning. He's ready to get back in.
I learn English.
I think really his true character is coming out now in the English game. You know, he's learnt the language. He's learning. He's taking English lessons most afternoons, and he's picking up now. And he understands when somebody's taking the mickey out of him, and he gives it back. And he's a good lad.
How good can he be? How good is he?
Yeah, technically he's very good. He's very good. We've given reserve games to learn the pace of the English game. You know, he couldn't believe in his first game how many shots, how many crosses had come in. He said the first game at Liverpool was the equivalent of about 3 or 4 Italian games. So he knows now, he knows what to expect.
It's been a torrid introduction for the Italian. No doubting he has the talent. He certainly has the personality. Massimo Taibbi, arrivederci, just for the moment.
Massimo, you had a very good game today. How do you feel?
Over the moon. Always, Massimo, over the moon.
Okay, Massimo, you let the ball go through your legs. How do you feel?
Under the moon, no?
No. You've had a bad game, Massimo.
My bad.
You had a bad game. How do you feel?
I don't remember. Sick as apparent.
Come on, lads, eh? Come on, boys.
Valencia at Old Trafford was a must-win game, and with an immaculate sense of timing, skipper Roy Keane announced he'd signed a new contract to give the whole club a boost just hours before the kick-off.
It's Beckham. All clipped in towards Giggs and flicked on to Irwin, and now to Andy Cole. Blocked. Come for Solskjaer. Well, he always hits the target. Didn't really get hold of it. Halop's save was pretty comfortable, but the free kick was ingenious. Ryan Giggs is volunteering, and it will be David Beckham. Oh! Clipped the crossbar, and Andres Palop, the Valencia goalkeeper, is still waiting for the free kick to be taken, I think. He didn't know it had happened.
Oh, there's great pace on this, and that's very unfortunate. That pity he couldn't have got that a little bit more to come down. I mean, the keeper's nowhere. Hasn't got to pray the keeper. That's a great strike.
Giggs has made himself available again. Beckham giving him a blind eye. It is Giggs this time. Turned away by Carboni. He just beat Beckham to the ball, that was all. Neville. Towards Solskjaer, headed out by Carboni. It's Keane. It had to be Roy Keane. The perfect day for the Manchester United captain. He breaks the deadlock with 7 minutes of the first half remaining. 38 minutes into the next stage of his Manchester United career.
And if that's the winner, you know he wants to get straight in for a rise. I mean, it's a very, I think, was it Mila that got ahead, a very weak header. He's come out to him, and the number of times he's took things away from there. It's a little nothingy situation, really. He's just on the edge of the box.
2 minutes.
The defender's actually left it. I think if Jukic, the sweeper's actually left it. No, it's not.
Pellegrino, isn't it?
Pellegrino has left it.
Mendieta's header. This is Oscar's header. And then Gary Neville's header. Now Onglamar, he had time to set himself. Good one-handed save that by Raymond van der Haar. Has been called on twice tonight and has been equal to each challenge. Oscar, Mendieta let it run cleverly. This is Carboni. Crossed in towards Claudio Lopez. Well, we know all about him and his goal-scoring reputation. Björklund to Onglamar. Now he's gone away from Dennis Irwin and in behind Manchester United who are stretched. 3 in support of Onglamar. Great chance for Oscar. And 2 great chances in as many minutes for Valencia. And still, Manchester United lead 2-0. Phil Neville's cross. Headed away by Jukic. Here's Keane. Crossed in towards Cole. Good save. Andy Cole still. And again stopped. Flag is up. I'm not sure whether the first one would have counted, the second one certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, it was the second one he's flagged for. First one would have got away with. But that was a brilliant save there. Keeper Pollop stood brilliantly here. There's a ball out. Once again, people are marked in the box. Defence trying to clear. Now he's giving him off. I think he's giving Giggs off, maybe.
Maybe. He's hit by Claudio Lopez and another very good save by Raymond van der Haar.
That's a very tidy save. It's a well-placed shot. Perhaps hasn't got the pace of a Beckham free kick, but it's still a well-placed shot. He's had to make the distance across his goal to pull off the save.
About a quarter of the match for Valencia to turn things round with that change. They've got some defending to do first, and Stam's on the way forward here to join the likes of Cole. It's Beckham. In towards Scholes! Fabulous third for Manchester United. They're home and dry. A match they had to win has all but been won.
Terrific glance, terrific finish. Similar to the one he got against Poland, but this time he headed it. Great goal.
With the pressure on, the champions had responded in typical fashion against a fancied side in the group. It's a healthy position to be in for when the league resumes in the spring.
Tell us about signing the new contract. How much of a weight off your mind was it?
Obviously sick to death of it, but it was just a situation I was in. I'm sure everyone's glad to see the back of it. I know I am, because I'm sick of people asking me about it, but it's done and dusted now. I'm obviously delighted. I'm happy to stay here for the next 3.5 years.
How close were you to leaving Manchester United?
Quite close, to be honest, because of the fact we were quite a bit away regarding the contract. But eventually, to be fair to United, the board came up with the contract I felt was right for me. And once it was done, there was no problem me signing it.
How greatly was it playing on your mind?
I think it's just frustrating a little bit because, as I said, you know, especially if the team have good performance or whatever, people just kept going on about my contract and how United weren't looking after me and all this type of stuff, you know, which was a bit unfair, I think, a little bit on the club. Because to be fair, at the end of the day, they've come up with a contract which was quite good.
Well, I was always confident, you know, that obviously the media were running it in a negative way, but I was confident.
A relief?
Yeah. Very much so.
I think it was a relief for him as well because
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it was hanging over him a little bit. I think that he didn't want to leave, but he knew his worth, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not. He's not saying that he doesn't love Manchester United. What he's saying is he's showing respect to his family and his own ability as a footballer to be rewarded for his ability. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. The important thing was that he wanted to stay, and we found the formula.
Roy Keane's simply the heartbeat of the side with a personality that galvanises those around him. His ability on the pitch has contributed so much to the success. Captain and leader.
How important to you is winning the European Cup and lifting it yourself?
No, it's made no difference to the fact I missed last year. I would have been just as hungry this year. We had a good result against Valencia, which helped. So fingers crossed, yeah, I'm obviously desperate to win it for obviously myself and obviously the club, the fans.
He's got something that it's got nothing to do with coaching or anything like that, or what a manager can give him. But make no mistake about it, the 90% what you see Roy Keane is Roy Keane, his upbringing and his character. So attitude to life is mirrored in the football field. And I think that it's wonderful to see players like that. I think that in a lifetime of management, I've been manager 25 years, I can place Roy in among the very, very best I've ever had, both in character and the will to do things, which determines everyone, I think, and how far they go in life, and he has got that.
And he's a goal scorer now too, as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he was always a goal scorer, but when we watched him at Forest time and time again, and we'd try to get him for years before we actually got him, he was a consistent and prolific goal scorer at Nottingham Forest. I always remember Joe Royal saying to me, he said, the best performance I've seen of a centre forward in the last 3 or 4 years, at the time we were talking, was Roy Keane at centre forward for Forest.
Is it the most prolific season you've had?
No, I think I should score when I was at Forest. At United probably is. But there's a long way to go yet, you know. Just keep the lads on their toes.
You set yourself a target? What are you on now?
No, I don't set myself targets.
How many you scored?
I'm not sure. I think it might
you
be
know
8
exactly
or 9.
How many goals you've scored? 8 or 9?
Yeah, 8 or 9. But as I said, it doesn't matter who scores as long as we win.
That's the party line.
It, yeah.
But as long as you finish ahead of Andy Cole and Dwight York.
No, I would have thought that would be impossible, but you never know. Never know.
Keane. That's a good ball. Early by Beckham, and Dwight York scores. Excellent crossfield ball that set up the chance. Keane, Beckham, York, and when York scores, the record says Manchester United don't lose. Great ball, it really was. And West Ham had plenty of players back, but no one to stop the goal. Keane to the only Neville in the starting lineup. Ruddock, again having to be very careful with the header. Danger not over yet, this is Scholes. And Manchester United a bit narrow. What about that little flick from Giggs? York, Giggs, yes! Lovely finish again. Made one, scored one. And the other way around, score one, made one. Well, they contrived something out of nothing here, but the movement in the box, and look, they had 2 more men over. And
West Ham United's defence, there in numbers, but not there in mind. Keane, Sheringham, Scholes, Neville, leaves it for Beckham. Dwight York, and here's Beckham, and York gets to his feet, blocked by Ruddock. Giggs, oh, and from some 25 yards, and I would think that Shaka Hislop just didn't see that. Ball coming out to him from the block by Ruddock, and it goes past Ruddock, who seemed to take a flick at it, and Shaka Hislop completely confused, and Manchester United lead 3-0. Desperately need something to give them some sort of lifeline. West Ham. Ruddock at the back. Di Canio! Well, they've got one. Silvestri. Sinclair. Giggs is the hole here. Good save, but a lovely run by Ryan Giggs, and struck it really well. We pointed out that Parry always gives the second chance. Keane's got to do another one, side netting. That's Keane's best strike of the match. And strongly off the chest of one chop. Here's Keane. That's good play by Foe. On a few like that. He's going to have to win a few more too. Keller. That's beautifully played. Di Canio. Yes! Oh, that's wonderful to see. How rarely these days do you see a player prepared to take on the goalkeeper. One chop. Oh, did he mean that? But here's Di Canio. A player up to his right, Frank Lampard, and Di Canio can't believe that he got that wrong. But he's a big fella, Van der Haar, to try and get it over his head from such a tight position between the two was asking a lot. Giggs, still Giggs, and in by Dwight York, and how quickly it all changes. From the chance of an equaliser at one end to a fourth Manchester United goal at the other. Just got ahead of Ruddock. Giggs' teasing cross might have been cut out but wasn't. And Dwight York was a little more fleet of foot and better balanced as he got in front of Ruddock. And I think through Hislop's legs. Manchester United supporters applauding Beckham. He's taken it quickly. Stam waiting for the cross, which comes in. No! That's a good save. And it was Beckham's direct attempt to score. And he very nearly succeeded. It was an excellent stop by Hislop. Stam. How about this? And he stayed forward too. Chance of a fifth here for Manchester United. Scholes teasing them. And here's Butts. The goal was disallowed for offside, just as Manchester United were celebrating it. A shot from Butt. And it's given for disallowed for offside. Now, who was actually interfering with play there is quite interesting to tell.
David Beckham's continuing development as an international star was confirmed when he was voted into second place behind Rivaldo in the prestigious European Footballer of the Year awards. It was typical Manchester weather to greet the last game of the millennium at Old Trafford. The pitch was beginning to suffer again as the rain lashed down. A far cry from the climate the South African Quintin Fortune on his full debut was used to. while a familiar face, Lee Sharp, was making an emotional return for his new side, Bradford.
Roy Keane, who seems to be playing as a left winger at the moment. Little flick, there's a chance for Scholes, he's onside, it's acute, great save, and whisked away by Myers. A real natural left footer with Irwin and Giggs out of the team. Maybe Quinton Fortune could score a debut goal, though it may well favour Paul Scholes. It is Fortune! Almost made a name for himself on his full debut for Manchester United. Would have been a great way to announce himself. Well, he's not shy, is he? Fortune is finding his confidence. He's got the experience of Sheringham to rely upon. Fortune. But Neville, 6 red shirts waiting patiently in the penalty area. And it's the goalkeeper who flaps at the ball. Where is it? Is he going to go in? Sheringham takes his time. Scholes teases. Sheringham can't get there. Sheringham can get there. The ball is cleared off the line, and it's absolute mayhem in the Bradford area. But somehow they hold out. Now Lee Sharp. Sharp runs it back. Couldn't get it through the legs of Gary Neville. But way. Oh, it looked to be offside. Flag stays down. United have a chance. 4 in the area. Falls to Sheringham. Now Keane. York. Fortune misses it. Keane doesn't score. They're never going to score. United drive on. York. Yapstam, maybe he'll have a shot. 35 yards out. Oh, it's a great save. Excellent save by Clark to keep out the big Dutch man. Keane. York's looking fresh. This is Nicky Butt. Now Solskjaer. Solskjaer's cross. It goes in. And it was Quinton Fortune who went rolling in the mud to get the vital touch. Oh, the man who Sir Alex Ferguson gave his debut today has scored his first goal for Manchester United. It was a vital touch. Solskjaer is taking the celebration. It was his cross which squirmed its way through the penalty area. He fired it in. It was a case of anybody getting a touch on the ball, and the lucky man was Quinton Fortune. It's been a long time coming. Keeper Clark has to come way off his line. Cole giving chase. York goes through. Cole's offside. York takes advantage, and York scores for Manchester United to make victory complete. A cruel blow to plucky Bradford. It was a mistake in the Bradford defence. A slip by Wetherell, and Dwight York may have had a bad spell in front of goal, having not scored in 9 matches, but now he's got 2 in 2, and he's back to his lethal best. Green. It's a long way out. He scored some spectacular goals, but he telegraphed his intentions. Now onside, Andy Cole with half of the field to work in. He has support as well. Same position as York's goal. Takes it in his stride and squirms in a third. That's the difference when your strikers are deadly. And Manchester United finish the 20th century at Old Trafford with a resounding victory. His 15th of the season. His 14th in 18 games. The year at Old Trafford is finishing rather healthily. Gets through, shrugs off McCall, takes the goalkeeper and scores United's fourth. It's Christmas party time at Old Trafford. Well, Bradford have taken so many punches this afternoon. They're now feeling rather dizzy. Roy Keane carved them apart there. Ploughed his way through the muddy Old Trafford field and slyly slipped the ball past Clark.
I got to thank Ollie. Great ball from Ollie. It was 2 yards I couldn't miss, so I'm just happy to get my first goal and happy that we got a good result today.
What was going through your mind as you were going in there?
I was getting crazy. Firstly, it was a bit funny because everyone was running that way and I was running the other way, so I was very happy to win it.
When you scored the goal, they went to Solskjaer and didn't find you, did they?
Yeah, because everyone thought it was own goal, but fortunately enough, I got a touch and my first goal. So.
It was a definite touch, eh?
I'm very sure. I wouldn't go crazy like it wasn't, so I'm very sure.
Now Solskjaer. Solskjaer's cross, it goes in! And it was Quinton Fortune, the man who Sir Alex Ferguson gave his debut today, has scored his first goal for Manchester United.
Flick. McCann, goal! Fantastic start for Sunderland. Gavin McCann ran in and scored.
Ray. Gold not one to panic. Cut with Kilban. Ray. Got away from Stammer and pulled away to Silvestre. Now can they work across towards Niall Quinn? He stretches! It's in for Sunderland and Quinn! And it's 2-0! Cole. They've worked that very well and Roy Keane has rounded off that Manchester United, their best move of the game so far, certainly the best end product, and it's Sunderland 2, Manchester United 1.
Oh, what a move this is. You just watch Roy Keane, he's in the centre circle. Absolutely not track, but full matchday call. His control, his turn and his pass to release Keane were absolutely first class here. Turns back in, and he's not getting caught here, Roy Keane. Wonderful strike across Sorensen. Well, this is a game on now. Thought we might get something special tonight. Looks like we are.
Can they fashion an equaliser here? Roy Keane, blocked again by the post, by McCann.
Well, there you go, put men on the post, you might just protect your lead, but Keane gets ahead. Look at Steve Ball. I said he decided to mark Keane, but he doesn't get near enough.
Beckham takes it. It's clear back to away pathway to Nicky Buck. Looked forward by Irwin. And almost looped in by Andy Cole. Gary Neville trying to force it forward. Bold. Reception by York with cries of handball. Here's Cole. In comes Giggs. Tight angle. Bold. Brilliant for Sunderland. Manchester United again in the Sunderland penalty area. Is something going to drop their way? Well, it has done. And Nicky Butt wheels away. It's 2-2 from a free kick that Sunderland questioned.
There'll be some talk after this, I guarantee you that, about that decision. It's just a big long ball helped in and they don't quite get it clear this time, Sunderland. Awful amount of players there, Martin. Manages to find his way through. Not brilliantly struck by Nicky, but might even have taken a deflection, but oh, what an important strike this might be.
It's been a decade of celebration for Alex Ferguson, but as United look ahead to the new century, it's also a time of change. The first team preparing to leave the Cliff training ground in Salford, which has been their base for more than 40 years. Sir Matt Busby first took the club there after the war. United legends have sweated blood at the training ground, which has been at the heart of the success for so long.
It's a lot of history here, you know. It's Sir Matt's idea to begin with, and these days, of course, you'd only a limited number of players. It was maybe a squad of maybe 30 odd players or something like that. We've now got over 70, so it's far too small and it's old. Manchester United have got to be ahead of the times, not up with the times. They've got to be ahead of the times, and I think when you see Carrington, you'll know what I mean. It's fantastic.
The new training ground is on a 100-acre site at Carrington Moss, southwest of the city. At a cost of almost £14.5 million, the complex really is state-of-the-art. It's been designed specifically to meet the demands of the world's most successful football team. Jacuzzis, swimming pools, steam rooms, saunas. It's the future, right now. All part of the quest for continued glory.
I don't think it's any hard or easy. I don't think I look at it that way. You get into a, how would you put it, into a certain state of mind about your job in life, and I feel I'm in control, and that's important. Other than that, football management is not easy anyway, so I don't expect the New Year's are going to bring it in easier. It's going to change that, so let's go on with it.